And I can't believe it. We're live again with Snappy Chat. I'm Christine Bell, but this is not about me. This is about learning and growing in business. And I'm super excited for my guest today. I've known Dr. Jeff, if you don't mind me calling you that,
That's
for a few
perfectly
years
fine.
now. And I met you through different networks and LinkedIn, etc. And I love seeing your posts because actually you talk about something that I have real opportunity and challenges around and opportunities to grow in, which is about taking control of our finances. And I would say I was doing pretty well. We were doing pretty well up until a few years ago. And there was a little lockdown in Australia and it was a little bit hard because I didn't have much work for a while. And, sure enough, you start spending your savings, your investment, etc.
Right.
And suddenly you're kind of starting over at a late stage. And I don't think I'm the only one. Not that it's a bad challenge, but it's a hard one. And this is why I love what you do, because I believe that you help people take control of their finances and build wealth again. And I want you to tell me a little bit more about it because you know a lot more about what you do than me. So thank you for being here.
No, thank you, Christine. It's really a pleasure to be here and being on your podcast. I'm truly, truly blessed. And you're all the way over there in Australia. I'm in Florida, and we're on opposite sides of the world. But you know what? Like-minded people connect, they resonate. And this is what we're here for, is to really share value to those individuals who are sick and tired of being sick and tired of our broken and corrupt systems and wanting to get out of them, wanting to know what else is out there that we can level up to, not only in our personal lives, but also our business, and a combination of both as well. And that's what I've been doing over the past, actually since 2018.
Fantastic. And it's so needed, I think, in the world we're living in today. And I just want to say hello to Musi. He's always great at showing up.
Musi!
I so appreciate you. And Usman is here as well. Musi as well. He's great. He's such a great supporter. I appreciate you very much. And thank you for Usman as well to be here. And I think, a lot of us, not, many people, and especially if you're in your own business, it's definitely a cash flow game. It's not easy. Unless you already have lots of clients on demand, it's not easy to build a business. And I think, the last 5 years has definitely shown us that that we have to take more responsibility for ourselves, more accountability, and also find out ways that where we can stand in our power. Because from my perspective, what I've seen, and you correct me if I'm wrong, I've seen like this transfer of money, albeit it was in the name of safety and convenience and caring for you. There was a huge money transfer from poor people to rich people. So richer people got richer and poor people got poorer. And I don't think that hopefully wasn't their intention when they set out, but I'll leave that at that.
Yeah, let's leave it at that, because that's another story for another time.
Exactly.
Absolutely.
So in terms of that, what do we do? Yeah. So tell us a little bit more.
So
what is the challenges? Because you've been there too, haven't you?
I've been there, and my story is it's like a roller coaster. So I share with people my story. I'm an ex-software engineer of 27 years, and in 2009 I was given the opportunity of purchasing 500 Bitcoin at 0.0017 cents, which is an 85-cent investment. My response was, "No, sounds like a scam." Well, we know where Bitcoin has gone today. I mean, it's gone up and down, just like everything else, but I missed an opportunity. It is what it is. But today, we're really in a paradigm shift like none other before. And I'm not only talking about finances, I'm talking about medicine. I'm talking about all different types of arenas, but primarily, my focus has been the health side as well as the financial side, because as the CEO and founder of Abundance and Optimum Wellness, I believe we all should be living a life of abundance and optimum wellness, physically, mentally, emotionally, spiritually, and financially. And I have my own podcast, and for the first 4 seasons, I talked about the physical, mental, emotional, spiritual. I couldn't talk about finances because my finances sucked. And between 9/11 and 2008, I lost over 900,000 in my portfolio. And between 2020 and 2021, and we know who was running the world then over on this side of the world, my 401ks are turning into 101ks and one flat line. So that's when I really started to come to realization there has to be change. and I talked with my financial planner, and he was very, very conservative, which is fine. That's his mode. But I didn't want, conservatism anymore because the world was changing.
Yeah.
And his response was, wait for the market to come back. Well, dude, I'm going to be 70 years old in a couple of years. I don't have time to wait for the market to come back. So I basically took control. I went out there and did a lot of due diligence. I went out and did some research, and I was introduced to some really great opportunities that were outside of the centralized arena over into the decentralized, because decentralization came about in 2009. All right. And I said, oh, it sounds like a scam. Now, of course, there was a lot of ins and outs about, the hackers, the scammers, but you have that on both sides, the centralized and the decentralized. It's really getting a grasp on the information that you're getting and where you're getting it from. Because I was scammed in my very first cryptocurrency project for $125,000. And that was a hard learning curve. But since then, I've aligned myself with amazing individuals who have been in the industry for a number of years and have guided me. It's about, who are you working with? Who are you being mentored by? Who are you associated with? Who are those 5 people around you as an individual to help you level up, level up, level up? And so what I've been fortunate to do is be able to take a very low 6-figure portfolio and turn it into a high 7, soon to be 8-figure portfolio. And what I do is I'm really just helping those busy entrepreneurs navigate today's emerging technologies, blockchain technologies, because that's the future, and who are really looking to diversify their financial portfolios by introducing them to ground floor opportunities that are already accredited by industry giants like Microsoft, Amazon, and Google, just to list a few. And this is what it's all about. It's like being aware of what's happening today. When I talk to people, I say, think about decades ago when Microsoft, Apple, Netflix, and Amazon were introducing their technologies back then. And where are they today? Well, that's exactly where we are today with blockchain technology. We're at that next level in technology, and what's happening today, they've already started to change the world today, really since 2009, the last 16 years. And where is it going to go over the next 3 to 5 to 10 years? And that's where I'm trying to get people to open up, because I know here in the United States that the last 4 years, there was a lot of pushback and resistance to blockchain technologies, because technologies is across the board. There's a lot of great things happening out there, but in general, they were scaring people away. And when I would talk to people, like, no, that's a scam. That's this, that's that. And so it was really difficult to talk to them. Now with the new administration, it's really opened up the doors, because we see all this stuff about AI. I know that, I'm sure you've seen the current administration embracing AI technology, investing and collaborating with Abu Dhabi and Saudi Arabia, and bringing trillions of dollars into the United States for AI technology, so forth and so on. So it's really getting aligned and getting the information that you need to make your own educated decision, because I'm that facilitator of information. Here's some information, and let's talk about it. If you're confused, because a lot of people are confused, but people were confused back when Microsoft started with Excel. Look at Excel back decades ago, and where is it today? It's like, blown bells and whistles around you by doing macros and, all kinds of stuff. And that's where we are today, because we're at that beginning stage. But what I love about this is that we have those old giants, Microsoft, Amazon Web Services. We just did a 2-year collaboration with Google, and we were written up in Forbes magazine. So we've got industry giants backing our, what I call eclectic ecosystems that allow people to get their baby toe wet, or maybe get their ankle wet, or go up to their kneecap, and just start getting into that system and start getting educated. And that's what
And
I
I
love.
love, yeah, and I love what you're saying here, because you said so many great things. So just 2 seconds, I'm just going to say hello to Randy, and he also has pointed out Jackie is here, Claudia is here, Christiana is
Oh,
here. I can't
wow.
see you all.
Hi.
So we've got a lot of people that I can't see. So thank you, and thank you for
Our
being
house
here.
brothers and sisters.
I know, and you know what it is in terms of making sure is that thing you said around, you can be we can go down and we think we lost everything, or business isn't going well, and we're stressed out, and we can go, I'm just going to give up. I can't beat the system. I'm never going to, create wealth for myself. I'm not going to get that business going. But what I'm hearing from you is, you get several lessons you just told us, which I think are so important. So I'll just voice them here in terms of making sure that we actually believe that we can do it. So there's a belief system coming on.
Right.
There's a thing of never giving up, keep going, and that you can start for very little, and you can start from minus and still build yourself back up quite fast, like you have, if you're willing to embrace new technology, embrace new learning, and embrace things that might be uncomfortable for us because we just don't know any better, right? Royce is here too. Great to see you. Thank you for being
Royce.
Here. So I think there's so much here. There's so many lessons here in terms of both what we can do with technology and what's happening, but also just learning from you in terms of an example of you can go from having losses to gains in very little time if you want to. And if you're willing to try it out, right? And taking some teaching yourself and upgrading yourself and upskilling and being willing to try some new stuff.
No, that's absolutely correct, because, it's all about, what I say is, you need to get comfortable in your uncomfortable zone, because that is where growth happens. That's where innovation thrives. And you talk about, exploring and stuff. And I just came back from Qatar, Doha, Qatar, at a franchise meeting for the company that I'm a global ambassador for. And they're on the other side of the world. I'm over here in, the Western Hemisphere, and they're not really in tune with a lot of the stuff that's going on. And I actually did a slide because at one point I was really questioning myself, to be honest, to be transparent, because we all go through that roller coaster ride. But, I did some research before I went there, and to confirm my belief system about what was going on. And I had a slide. What happened between 2022 and 2025? All right. And in that, because I had my experience in 2020, 2021, which I told you, but between 2022, which is when I came on board with this amazing platform, I talked about the previous administration not embracing blockchain technology, and I pulled out a bunch of reports with them signing, we're going to take down blockchain, and it's a scam, and it's this and it's that, and we're going to disrupt that industry. And then, it was last year, it was like, okay, well, things have to change. And I showed that picture of fight of who. And that's when I said, you know what, we have to fight, because we have to stand up for that. And now in 2020, since 2025 has come about, I got people reaching out to me from 2 years ago saying, we need to talk again, because things have changed. And I get it, because, everybody was working paycheck to paycheck. They were living, very, very scarcely. And I get it, and.
But I also think, sorry for interrupting, but I also think, I think within that, there is this wake up call, at least for me, whereas I think in the old days, I kind of maybe wasn't so aware about a lot of things. And I kind of thought, well, the systems or the government and everything is in place, that's going to save me. But what I've woken up to, being a business owner especially, is no one is here to save me. The only one who's going to save me and who's going to take care of me fully is not to say I don't get support from others. Don't get me wrong. We all need support from each other. And I'm certainly so happy to meet a great network on LinkedIn, including yourself as well, through networking, etc. But I think we have to get out of this mentality, someone is going to save me, and go, well, actually, what can I do not to step on others, but what can I do to uplift myself, and what can I do to help others uplift them as well, right? So the common man, so it's not just the little group at the top who's very rich.
That's right. And I just really took a couple steps back to really look at the bigger picture, because
Yeah.
we grew up in a society where we're told that trust our medical system, trust our financial system, trust our governments. And you know what? You come to realize that you can't trust them. There's a particular agenda, and we won't get into that. So you look at, where am I today? Why am I not further ahead as I thought I would be decades ago? Why am I still
Yeah.
at that same place? Or why have I grown so much? And then all of a sudden things taken away with the loss of my,
Yeah.
retirement, building
Yeah.
after years and years and years of
And suddenly
hard
it's gone.
work.
And you're like, what? Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. It's like, okay, what happened? It went, 9/11,
Yeah.
boom, 2008, the real
Wow.
estate crash, boom. So many
Yeah.
people were losing. And to get that back after decades. And now with this new technology, you look at these people who are becoming multimillionaires and billionaires with different types of cryptocurrency or blockchain technologies. Now, I do have to say that the project that I'm involved is not a cryptocurrency project. All
Yeah.
right,
Oh, that's okay. Yeah.
we are a real world assets business. What does that mean? In the blockchain, you have NFTs, you have coins, you have tokens, but our tokens are backed by an eclectic ecosystem here,
Yeah.
that people are registered, people are paying a monthly fee on that. So you're involved in an application, a software product, just like Microsoft with their
Yeah.
Excel, their PowerPoint. And then our NFTs are backed by real estate. You own a fraction. We were the first company to fractionalize real estate on the blockchain technology. So you own a fraction of a property.
Very
It could
cool.
be one
Yeah.
NFT. It could be 50 NFTs. It could be 1,000 NFTs, but you're getting dividends off of that property rather than having to own the entire hotel or the resort.
Yeah.
So it's great getting those types of dividends, because it's a new way of thinking about investments. And who was the
Yeah.
guy that basically said real estate is a great investment? Robert Kiyosaki. And he's changed, he's evolved from buying properties and now getting into fractional ownership, because it's less of a headache than being an owner of an
Yeah.
apartment complex with 100 apartments in there.
Yeah, which can come with some cost or whatever other regulation that comes through, etc. So what I'm hearing is a bit around diversity as well, diversifying. Yes. Rather than just having, I own this house, I now own multiple stakes in different houses, right? So we're diversifying. Right. One of the things I learned from my own business was when the lockdowns happened here, was that I had a few very big, good, great clients, but there was risk in just being with one or two or three clients versus having diversity in what I do and being able to diversify how I make money and how also I invest my money.
Right. No, absolutely correct. And you talk about diversification. I mentioned earlier, my low 6-figure to high 7, soon to be 8-figure portfolio. That's not only with this. I'm involved with 7 other projects that are bringing in different types of revenue from that. But this is the one where it's geared for the masses, because some of these other projects, there were higher end buy-ins for participating, but people here can come in at $200, $500, $1,000, $5,000, $10,000.
Isn't that amazing?
And, so it gives them that baby toe experience of getting their baby toe wet. And when you have a project this project for over 2 years, it's grown 1,233%. That is the growth. And right now there's about 500,000 people that are registered with this. By 2029, the industry experts like Statista, these are all these types of companies that pull the data in. Where is the metaverse going to be? Where is AI going to be? And they're anticipating by 2029, there will be over 10 million people registered here. And right now it's 90 cents a share.
Wow.
And
you know what I love?
It's going to launch between $2 and $5.
Wow. And what I love is, we could argue, okay, I'm in debt, so I can't invest any money. I have to get out of that. And then I have to have enough money to invest in a house. And there's a down
Right,
payment and all these
right,
things where suddenly, 10 years later, you're still trying to save up for that down payment because it keeps going up or whatever, right?
that's right,
And with you, what I'm hearing is with what you're offering is like, you could get in maybe not tomorrow, but next month. If you don't have $200, maybe you can find that's $200, start getting in early and
right.
just a little at a time if you want to, but at least you're in the door, if that makes sense from what I'm hearing.
No, it does make sense, but I have to throw in this caveat. This project, we've been introducing it to family and friends for 2 years. It's closing its doors on August 18th. So once it closes, you cannot buy the family friends packages. You're going to have to buy what is out there on the open market: $2, $3, $4, $5.
All
It's
right, so we got to
90 cents
get in
now.
now. We got 13 days.
Right. So what I'll do is I will throw into the comments. I do 5 webinars a month, but I threw in a couple extra before the 18th for people that are interested in just getting information first. Get the information, and I'm there to help provide the right information so that you can make an educated decision. Because the way I look at it is, you've got $500, $1,000. This is not a pump and dump, get rich quick. This is more of a long-term strategy. You got $500, $1,000, put that into this project and let it sit there until 2029. And with 10 million users, what is the value going to be from 90 cents and where's it going to be in 2029? Who knows? And when you've got industry giants supporting this, because we also won the Microsoft EdTech Award, which is the Educational Tech Award. We collaborated with Google over 2 years for AI and innovative collaborations to develop our educational component, because this is 5 continents. The first is education. We're developing virtual campuses, if you will. The second is a business bay where it's all real estate. We're creating the first real estate virtual expo. Then we've got Eureka, which is geared for content creation, programming. Then we've got Gameaholic, all types of games. And then the last one is Dope, which is entertainment. You can attend a Broadway show. You can go to a movie. You can go to a concert in the metaverse, because we'll be connecting with those different venues. And if you want to attend, a concert in Australia, well, you can't. Most people can't fly to Australia, but through the metaverse, you can attend it in person through the metaverse. So those are the technologies that this is offering people to come in. And again, we're like Microsoft decades ago when they started out very, very simple. Where are they today? They're a multi-billion dollar company.
Yeah. Fantastic. And what a vision that you also have, because this is very future orientated, right? So you got to think outside the box. And I teach in innovation at the university as well. And it's like, you got to collaborate with people. You got to be willing to be in discomfort, and you got to be willing to keep brainstorming for a while before you just go, here's a solution, let's just run with it, right? So you got to have lots of ideas and be open to seeing how they can all come together. Right. How did you embrace that? How did you get there? How did you come up with all this? And how, what was your sort of creative process, I guess, to thinking outside the box?
Well, it was a point of desperation. Just like in 2018, my doctor wanted to put me onto a 6th medication. I'm like, why? And she said, well, you're having problems with the other 5. I'm like, well, who's to say I'm not going to have problems with number 6? He said, you're leading me down the same path as my father, who died of type 2 diabetes, leg amputation, heart disease, and 12 medications. So that's when I chose holistic options. I got out of that centralized medical system, and now I'm outside of the centralized financial system, and exploring different options that are happening for the future. What's happening in the future? What's going to change? Right now, banks are being closed. They're being converted over to digital currency. So it's what's happening today that is going to change life, in the future. And I do want to throw in there real quick. So between now and the 18th, my webinars that I'm holding, I'm actually taking people on a tour of the metaverse. Obviously, they won't be wearing these glasses, that I'm wearing, but they'll see what I see in the metaverse. They won't hear the birds chirping and the sounds and the music and all that kind of stuff. They won't feel it from that, physical perspective, but they'll see it visually and say, oh, wow. So I take them through that to say, hey, this is what we have so far. This is like Excel 101. Now we're going to be moving to Excel 102, 103.
It's like a new world within this world, right? So we're creating new worlds, and we've got to be willing to. I love what you're saying around you're willing to stand alone. You're willing to trust yourself enough to go, okay, this is not going to work for me. This is going to work for me. And to say no to certain things and be unique, which is not easy in a world that likes us to conform, right?
No, you're absolutely correct. And it's that point about getting, as I said earlier, getting comfortable in your comfortable zone, because we've been put in boxes. I'm a baby boomer. I was born in the 50s, 1954. I'm 70 now. And we were put in these boxes to be manipulated as puppets. And we're not allowed to think for ourselves. And, I got out of that in 2015 when I left corporate America. It's just, I just woke up. I woke up and said, you know what, enough is enough. I need to be.
I'm going to take charge.
See the CEO of my own life and take charge and make changes, because it's not happening. The system is not working for the majority. So, and it's been a roller coaster. It's been hard.
But here we are.
Here we are. Absolutely.
I love that. I'm just going to, before we finish up, Randy's saying he's checking his pockets for loose change. Absolutely. Royce is saying never rely on the world for stability. 100%. Noah, thank you for being here. She's added so many valuable things here. Such a productive conversation. She loves, what can I do to upgrade myself? What can I do to help others? And she also said, believe in yourself that you can do it. Learn new skills. Keep going. Take risks. Focus on your attitude. You need to get comfortable in your uncomfortable. So that's what she took out of it. She took a lot out of our conversation today. I love that.
That's beautiful. Thank you.
And Randy's saying the chance for Freud in crypto is far greater than any form of investment.
That's absolutely correct. Right now it is. Okay. It is. There's so many opportunities and that are greater than when we were younger. And people are becoming multimillionaires in this space, and we've only tapped in a little bit less than 5%. So there's a lot of growth opportunity out there.
Musi has a question for you. We'll finish up on his question.
He's
got a question for you. He says, given your depth of expertise in this particular arena, which cryptocurrencies to invest in, and also other areas to invest in that would be lucrative for the future? Not only crypto, but also other areas.
Okay, so I have very little investment in cryptocurrency, because cryptocurrency is something you can't touch. My very first project, I lost over $125,000. I couldn't touch that. It's out in crypto world. I'm involved in what changed my perspective of thinking is real world assets. So I have NFTs. I own NFTs. They're on the blockchain. I have contracts, and I own 70 NFTs of a property, high-end hotel and resorts that's being built in Zanzibar. That's tangible. I went to Dubai in August of 2023, and our very first project was an apartment at the Paramount Apartment and Hotel, 2 towers. I actually went to the apartment tower and I could touch it. This is an NFT. This is something that I can actually physically touch.
Yeah.
So
and Zanzibar is a great place. So.
Oh, absolutely. Oh, can't wait to go. And this here is an ecosystem. It's a software application that you are becoming a part owner in. You have equity in this. Okay. So you have a share. It's a share. So a token is a share on the blockchain technology, like a share is on the New York Stock Exchange. The other thing too is that this over here, we're on a path to going on an IPO in 2027. So we're going to have decentralization in the blockchain technology and centralization in the New York Stock Exchange. So we're getting the best of both worlds as we're working with the SEC, and we have international offices all over the world that are supporting this whole effort here to getting out there and educating people about an opportunity, from business diversification to personal diversification, so forth and so on. So definitely reach out to me, and I'm here to, provide value direction, information, and then you make the decision, because I'm not here to make that for you. You have to make it for yourself.
And Musi actually have more questions, but we are finishing up now. So I highly recommend, Musi, that you get in touch with Jeff and you guys have a conversation offline, because he's got some more questions around AI startups to invest in. So I think maybe offline you can have more of that conversation. So anyone who's been on here today, or you're watching the replay, please get in touch with Dr. Jeffrey to learn more about how you can secure your own future and take more control back. And I will also be having a conversation with you offline, no doubt. But thank you so much for being here. So we got your LinkedIn contact here. Is that the best place to contact you, just through LinkedIn and Messenger?
Yeah, so I mean, really, I'm on all social media. The biggest place that I focus on is LinkedIn. I'm on Facebook. I'm on Instagram. I have my own YouTube channel. I'm building that, but primarily LinkedIn. Unfortunately, Facebook and Instagram kind of blocked me out when I was a holistic health coach talking about plant-based and what plants do versus pharmaceuticals, blah, blah, blah. So it's been very difficult to get back into the algorithm, but LinkedIn is the primary source, and I do have my own website. So you know what? Look for Jeffrey E. Berger. Look for the bald-headed dude. You'll find me out there. Do a Google search. I'm all over the place on Google. There you go.
Thank you so much for being here. Thank you for everyone who participated. And we really appreciate you all. And thank you for today. I really appreciate you.
Thanks, everybody.